The much-anticipated reunion of BTS in Los Angeles had been circulating in fan discussions for months. Expectations were high, fueled by snippets of behind-the-scenes footage and sporadic social media hints from the members themselves. When the day finally arrived, the public observed a seemingly ordinary gathering of 7 individuals who had, over the past decade, revolutionized the global music scene. Yet, beneath the surface of casual smiles and choreographed poses, subtle dynamics were at play, dynamics that fans and media alike would scrutinize extensively. The reunion was primarily organized to coincide with a promotional event for an upcoming project. The location chosen, a private beachfront property in Los Angeles, offered both seclusion and aesthetic appeal, allowing the members to interact away from the public eye. Cameras and production crews were present, but only to document the event for official content releases. Despite the controlled environment, observers immediately noted small anomalies in the interactions between certain members, particularly Jungkook and Taehyung. From the outset, Jungkook appeared unusually attentive during conversations and rehearsal sessions. He maintained a level of focus that suggested both professional commitment and a personal preoccupation. Taehyung, on the other hand, demonstrated sporadic engagement. While he participated in the planned activities, his attention frequently drifted. Several clips, later shared by media outlets and fan communities, highlighted moments where Taehyung would step aside or pause for extended intervals, leaving gaps in group coordination. Analysts began to speculate on the potential causes, ranging from fatigue to more intricate interpersonal matters. The first day of the reunion involved light rehearsals and initial content planning. Observers noted that the members adhered closely to the scheduled timeline, yet informal interactions revealed subtle tension. During breaks, Jungkook and other members would often gather to discuss upcoming scenes or set designs, while Taehyung sometimes remained isolated or engaged with the production team separately. This division sparked curiosity. Was this a deliberate professional arrangement, or did it hint at underlying personal matters? Jungkook, known for his meticulous attention to both music and group cohesion, appeared increasingly observant of Taehyung's behavior. Footage captured him initiating brief conversations with Taehyung, sometimes smiling, sometimes nodding in acknowledgement. However, the frequency and tone of these exchanges suggested a conscious effort to maintain connection, even amidst observable distance. For fans dissecting the clips frame by frame, these moments became central to understanding what may have been unfolding behind the scenes. By the second day, content production intensified. The team engaged in multiple video shoots, choreography practices, and sound checks. While the other members maintained relative consistency in participation, Taehyung's intermittent absences were again noticeable. He occasionally left sets for minor periods, returning with minimal explanation. Jungkook's demeanor during these intervals reflected a combination of patience and strategic observation. In interviews conducted after the reunion, Jungkook later addressed these observations, providing context that contrasted with speculative narratives. According to Jungkook's statements, the apparent withdrawal of Taehyung was not indicative of conflict. Rather, it stemmed from personal logistical challenges and an intensive schedule that required brief moments of rest and recalibration. He emphasized that while external observers might interpret these intervals as disengagement or tension, the internal communication among members remained functional and deliberate. In other words, the professional and personal dynamics were more nuanced than visual evidence suggested. Fan communities, however, continued to analyze every gesture and expression. Online forums debated the potential implications, citing subtle cues like body language, the frequency of eye contact, and the arrangement of seating during meals or breaks. Some interpreted these as signs of distance, while others highlighted counterexamples demonstrating cohesion. Jungkook's eventual disclosure aimed to clarify these discrepancies by providing an insider perspective, addressing public speculation with factual insight. One critical aspect highlighted by Jungkook involved scheduling constraints. He explained that Taehyung had been managing multiple projects simultaneously, some overlapping with the reunion timeline. Consequently, brief periods away from group activities were strategic, allowing him to handle external obligations while maintaining overall participation. This clarification reframed the perceived tension not as relational strain, but as a necessary adaptation to a complex professional schedule. Additionally, Jungkook's statements underscored the importance of documenting events accurately. He reflected on the challenges of public perception, noting that a single frame or short clip could be misinterpreted without contextual understanding. His emphasis on accuracy aligns with broader discussions in media studies about the influence of selective visual content on audience interpretation. In essence, the reunion highlighted both the operational intricacies of group coordination and the interpretive frameworks applied by external observers. Throughout the remainder of the reunion, Jungkook maintained a role balancing both performance responsibilities and interpersonal awareness. By observing and supporting Taehyung's intervals of absence, he ensured continuity in group activities. This approach demonstrated a combination of leadership, sensitivity to logistical challenges, and strategic foresight. From an analytical perspective, it underscores how high-profile groups navigate the dual pressures of public visibility and internal operational needs. In conclusion, the initial stages of the BTS reunion in Los Angeles present a complex interplay of visible performance, internal coordination, and external perception. Taehyung's temporary absences, while initially generating speculation, were contextualized by Jungkook as functional rather than relationally motivated. This clarification illustrates a broader phenomenon within professional music ensembles: the necessity of balancing individual logistical demands with collective expectations. For observers, it offers insight into the layered realities of high-profile group reunions, where public interpretation often diverges from internal coordination strategies. As the reunion progressed into its second week, the structure of activities became more demanding. The initial days had been primarily oriented toward orientation, rehearsal, and content familiarization. Now, the production team intensified their schedule, encompassing multiple simultaneous shoots, live sessions, and strategic planning for promotional material. Each member had designated responsibilities, yet the overlapping tasks necessitated careful coordination. In this environment, subtle variations in engagement, particularly those involving Taehyung, continued to attract attention from both fans and media analysts. Taehyung's intermittent absences persisted, though patterns began to emerge. Unlike the first day, where moments away were brief and sporadic, subsequent intervals were slightly longer and more predictable. According to Jungkook's later explanations, these intervals were prearranged within the group's internal planning. Taehyung required dedicated time blocks to manage external commitments, including digital content reviews, product collaborations, and personal wellness routines. From a production management perspective, this level of coordination is not unusual. High-profile projects often demand compartmentalized attention to maintain overall efficiency. Jungkook, operating as both performer and informal liaison, played a key role in bridging these gaps. He monitored the flow of activities, ensuring that Taehyung's temporary absence did not disrupt scheduled content shoots or group rehearsal sequences. Multiple behind-the-scenes images show him adjusting schedules, reallocating responsibilities, and communicating updates to the production team. This methodical approach exemplifies the operational complexity inherent in a reunion of this scale, highlighting the intersection of individual priorities and collective obligations. Another significant component involved the distribution of rehearsal spaces and technical equipment. Taehyung's tasks often required specific setups, such as particular lighting arrangements or sound calibration, which necessitated temporary relocation from main group areas. Jungkook facilitated these transitions, coordinating with technical staff to minimize downtime. Observers, without knowledge of these logistical details, might have interpreted the brief departures as disengagement. The distinction between perceived absence and functional absence becomes critical in understanding the actual sequence of events. Throughout the second week, informal group interactions also continued to be a focal point for external analysis. Meal breaks, casual walks along the beachfront, and off-camera discussions were captured in a limited number of public frames. Technical adjustments also contributed to observed deviations in participation. Certain filming sequences required precise timing, lighting adjustments, or sound checks, which occasionally demanded Taehyung to step aside temporarily. Jungkook's subsequent clarifications underscored the interplay between production necessities and public interpretation. Specifically, he emphasized that what appeared to be absence or disengagement was often a precondition for achieving optimal performance outcomes. This nuanced explanation reframes public perception, demonstrating the importance of contextual awareness in evaluating high-profile events. From a logistical perspective, the management team implemented contingency strategies. Alternate rehearsal tracks were prepared to accommodate temporary member unavailability, minimizing potential disruptions. Jungkook's active monitoring ensured these contingencies were effective, reducing downtime and preserving content quality. Analysts examining operational efficiency in entertainment production would likely categorize this as an exemplary case of proactive risk management in a high-stakes, time-sensitive environment. In parallel, communication channels remained highly structured. Jungkook maintained consistent contact with Taehyung through scheduled check-ins, informal updates, and direct coordination with technical staff. This allowed both members to synchronize their activities without compromising overall group dynamics. From a project management perspective, this level of integration is critical for ensuring continuity across multiple streams of creative output. By the end of the second week, several observations had become evident. Firstly, Taehyung's temporary departures were predictable and pre-planned, mitigating potential disruptions. Secondly, Jungkook's dual role as performer and operational liaison was pivotal in sustaining smooth workflow. Thirdly, external speculation based solely on visual cues proved misleading, highlighting the gap between perception and operational reality. These insights collectively framed a more accurate understanding of the reunion's internal dynamics. Jungkook later elaborated on these arrangements during a post-event briefing. He detailed the logistical rationale for Taehyung's schedule, emphasizing both efficiency and professional responsibility. While public narratives had initially suggested tension or conflict, his account confirmed that internal mechanisms were carefully calibrated to accommodate individual and collective needs. This explanation serves as a model for evaluating complex professional interactions in entertainment production, demonstrating that perceived absence does not equate to disengagement or relational discord. Finally, the second week illustrated the adaptive capacity of high-performing groups. BTS, as an ensemble, exhibited strategic flexibility, balancing individual requirements with overarching objectives. Jungkook's facilitation of coordination exemplifies effective leadership and operational foresight, ensuring that all members, including Taehyung, remained aligned with project goals. For external observers, the lessons extend beyond fan speculation, providing insights into effective project management, communication strategy, and workflow optimization in multifaceted creative environments. In summary, the second week of the BTS reunion reveals a structured and deliberate approach to managing simultaneous creative, logistical, and operational challenges. Taehyung's intermittent absences, contextualized through Jungkook's oversight, were integral to sustaining both individual performance and group cohesion. By examining these events through a factual lens, one gains clarity on the operational realities that underpin high-profile reunions, as well as the critical role of coordination, planning, and real-time problem-solving in ensuring successful outcomes. Entering the third week of the BTS reunion, the operational tempo increased further, reflecting the dual objectives of content creation and promotional engagement. The earlier weeks had established the framework for coordination, and the members had begun to settle into predictable patterns of interaction. Within this structured environment, the dynamics between Jungkook and Taehyung became a focal point for both production efficiency and external observation. At this stage, the production schedule demanded parallel activities, including choreographed sequences, staged photo sessions, and live streaming preparation. Each member was assigned specific time slots for rehearsals, filming, and review sessions.